listening to B2B Tech Talk with Ingram Micro, the place to learn about new technology and technological advances before they become mainstream. This podcast is sponsored by Ingram Micro's President's Club, where winners are made. All right, let's get into the show.
Welcome to B2B Tech Talk with Ingram Micro. I'm your host, Carrie Roberts, and my guest today is Jen Smith, the Senior Manager of Channel Marketing, U.S. Distribution at Brother International Corporation. Welcome to the show, Jen. So excited to have you here today.
Thanks, Carrie. I'm excited to be here.
Now, we're chatting today about how to make a home office. And for some people, they have a room, but for others, they simply only have a corner. What advice do you have in creating a home office space that's effective, secure, and allows you to get work done in the best way possible for you?
Sure, Carrie. Brother actually suggests a 5-step approach, and lists are always easy to follow. So we want to, just reduce it down to 5 easy steps. Number one, the most important thing, I think, is to choose the right chair. You want to make sure that when you're working from home, you pick a good chair with really good support, especially if you have back issues. When you're working from home, it's not like you're in the office and you're running around, you're going to meetings, you're getting up to go to the ladies' room or men's room. So you're going to be in the chair for a long time. So that's super important to get a comfortable chair and one that could support your back, especially if you have back issues. Number 2, consider your desk clearance. And it's really important for a home office that your desk is not too high or too low. Again, you want to be very comfortable in your environment, and that's with your chair, your monitor, all of your devices that you're using to be around you. Number 3 is elevate your electronics. So your monitor should be placed directly in front of you or about arm's length away with the top of the screen by eye level, exactly eye level, and position your monitor directly behind your keyboard. So again, it's comfortability and it's moving everything around. And especially with your printer or any other devices, you want to make sure that everything's in arm's length reach too as well. So that convenience and that accessibility is really important in your workspace. Number 4, make sure that you have good footing position. And what I mean by that is if your chair is too high and you can't rest your feet flat on the floor, consider using a footrest or a small stool. This is super important for your posture in your chair too as well. Again, if you have any type of back issues, get a pillow or something for your lower back to support your lower back throughout the day. And number 5, switch it up during the day. In addition to creating, that comfortable workspace, it's important to change your posture often. Move around, get up, stretch a little. And last but not least, actually most importantly, don't forget to take breaks, to move and stretch throughout the day.
I love that list. And as a fellow short person, I can say that having something under your feet is super helpful. So I love that you're describing this because you're right. How we sit, how we lay out everything can make a difference in how effective we are in our workday. So I love that you broke that down. What types of products does Brother offer when it comes to home offices? Brother offers a number of products for the home office, Carrie, for printing, scanning, and labeling. So let's first talk about printing. We have single function printers, both monochrome, black and white, and color single function devices. And actually, we also have all-in-one devices that offer print, copy, scan, and fax functionality all in one device. So we have these devices, these printing products for a limited workspace. So meaning they have a compact, small footprint. If you have a limited workspace, okay, you don't have like a really big, office or room to set up your home office. Also, these smaller, more compact footprint devices are for low print volumes. So if you're not doing a lot of printing, those are perfect. Then Brother also has printers, single function, and then the all-in-one devices, again, for busy home offices. And what I mean by that is they're a larger footprint, but because they have a larger, stronger print engine, Carrie, they can handle a greater print volume. And again, every remote worker, okay, that was once in the office and now they're working remotely from home, Everyone has different print volumes. Even me as, a marketing professional, I print out everything and I have to print out everything. Then there may be others that don't print as much. So that's really important too, looking at, what device to use. Now let's take a look at and speak to scanning. Brother has a very broad, strong scanner up lineup. So many workers have found themselves now at home needing a scanner, because when they were in the office, they had access to a scanner, and they were scanning a whole lot. So then there's people that may not be scanning that much. So what we have is we have standalone scanners all the way from mobile scanners that are the size of a spaghetti box. So again, if you have a limited workspace and you're doing low scan volume, those are ideal. And then we have all the way up to 80 pages per minute scanners that are small enough to fit on a desktop, but those can handle really high volume scanning. Now, if you're doing light to medium and you have an all-in-one device with the print, copy, scan, and functionality in the device, that's perfect. You don't need a standalone scanner. But again, it depends on your role and what you're doing and what devices you had also at your access and availability when you were in the office. Also, when it comes to organization and filing, Brother P-Touch. Brother has label makers for folders, a wide array of P-Touch label makers, everything from handheld to desktop, all different color types of tapes to organize and file. Again, depending on your job, you may have a lot of file folders now at home, and you need to file them and you need to organize them. So Brother P-Touch label makers are ideal for that. And lastly, shipping and postage. For mail and ship from your home office. So we have our QL label printers. And what's great about those is there's wide formats for the wider labels, and then the QL 800 series carry prints in red and black also too, for the additional coloring of red with a certain DK roll that you could purchase for the QL 800 series. But a lot of workers are now having to receive packages based on, again, their job, and then ship packages out from their home. I was just talking to a colleague of mine yesterday, and she handles all the POP displays for our company. She's getting packages at home, Carrie, and she has to create labels, put it on the box, and then have someone pick it up and send it back to the company, the display company that created that display, for her to proof and look at. So, in the office, she wouldn't have had to do that, right? But now she needs that QL label printer at home. So again, Brother has a wide array of products for home offices: printing, scanning, organization, filing, and shipping and postage.
I am so excited. I love organization, so I like that there's many options. And I was looking at your YouTube page, and you also offer products for those in the more creative space, such as your P-Touch Embellish ribbon and tape printer. Can you share what some of those creatives offerings are as well for those that might want to use them?
Sure, Carrie. Brother is also big in the crafting space, right? Because there are some P-Touch label makers that are really more for like a home office and labeling and, a work type, your job and what you do for your job. But Brother also offers great label makers for crafters and people that are super creative and are into crafting. So the P-Touch Embellish is a great product and a great example of that product that can only make labels, right? But it's more for that person who's really creative and is into crafting and creating decorative ribbon and tape accents. So this product is great, Carrie, because you can add a decorative touch by easily personalizing gift wrapping, party favors, scrapbooking, craft projects, and so much more with the P-Touch Embellish satin ribbon and tapes. This is a great product. It's a great seller for Brother because you could do so much with this product. Again, it's label makers plus printing all those on those ribbons too as well. So, a lot of us are looking for hobbies at home, right? Because we're not as busy as we used to be because we're at home right now. We're locked down. This is a great product to get your craft on. Get crafty and get the P-Touch Embellish product.
Now, your company offers so many products, which is amazing, but sometimes it can feel overwhelming because people aren't sure which one is the right one for them and their needs. So what would you say is the best way to decide which product you need, whether we're talking about a printer, a scanner, or anything else?
You're exactly right. There are so many choices, right? Just like we're talking about all the different P-Touch label makers, right? Do you need it for your home office or do you need it for personal, right? And for crafting. The same goes for all the other products that we offer. It's so important. And one thing that Brother really values and we emphasize is it's so important to pick the right product for you, right? And to know what product is best for you. Whether you're in the home office, whether you're back in the corporate office for, that decision maker to figure out what are the best devices, right, to put in a work group environment for everyone in the offices. So first and foremost, what's important, especially, working from a home office, we'll talk about first, is really, even in the corporate space, it's about print volume, first and foremost. How much are you printing, right? How much are you scanning? Because an all-in-one device adds those additional functionalities. Again, we talked about scanning. If you're scanning a lot, you need that standalone scanner for that high-volume scanning. So first and foremost, it's about print volume. So Brother, as I mentioned before, has, those more compact, small footprint devices for the lower print volumes, right? And then for greater print volumes, we have those bigger, stronger print engines in those devices that can handle more printing too as well. So print volume is key, number one. Number two, especially in a home office, again, that I spoke to, is your workspace. How much workspace do you have? Can that device, based on your print volume, can that fit in your area and fit in your area well? So that's number two. Number three is really, your preferences as to features. Do I need wireless, which is pretty much standard on all our devices right now, whether it's for a small office or a busy home office and a larger type of device, or, automatic duplex printing to save paper, on-the-go printing, mobile device printing, things like that. So that's the third thing that's most important. But again, first and foremost, print volume. Number two is basically, how much space do you have to work with in your home office environment? And number three, again, is your preferences to features and feature set. Now, we talk about scanners, Carrie. It's the same thing. If you're doing light to medium scanning and you have an all-in-one device with scanning functionality built in, then the MFC device, the all-in-one device, will be sufficient and adequate for your needs. But again, if you're in a type of role where you have to do a lot of scanning, then I would highly recommend a standalone scanner that's dedicated to scanning at higher volumes. And then with the P-Touch label makers, again, it's about, when you go on our website and look at all of our products, it's about, what size label do you need, right? Are you shipping products? Do you need it for postage, right? Do you need to print folders? Do you need to print labels just for folders versus crafting? So our website is really designed and set up that way to really enhance and elevate those key features for the end users, our customers, to really know what's the best product for them.
Now, the one question we ask all of our guests on this show, Jen, when you think of technology as a whole, where do you see it going within the next year?
Carrie, the cloud and cloud services is still growing in leaps and bounds. Whether it's scanning to the cloud, in the space of print, right? So we have scanning to the cloud, we have printing from the cloud, saving your photos on your phone to the cloud, everything's about the cloud. And again, it's still growing. It's still a really super important technology for everyone, including, print manufacturers and in the print space. So one of the trends that we've seen when you talk to cloud technology is print management services. And print management services are so important because they let organizations centrally manage that print infrastructure from the cloud. And there's just so many benefits to print management services in a corporate environment. This helps eliminate the need for a range of products, helps reduce overall operating and printing costs, and specifically the Brother Channel Protected Workhorse products are ideal for this type of high print volume environment. And it's interesting too, Carrie, because I'm talking about what we've seen, as far as technology goes and the trends, over the past year and where we are today. But with what's going on today and where we're at today, it's interesting because to think about, will this trend change? Will technology or things in our space and other markets and other spaces and for other manufacturers, will they change once the world reopens again, right? The office spaces, the corporate environments, will they reduce down and still let people, more people work from home? Will this affect print management services going forward, right? Because they're not going to have so many people in the corporate office in that space anymore. So it's really interesting to talk about where we are today, but it's even more interesting to think about how things may change and technology fueling that going forward, after we reopen and things have just been so crazy and different for us.
Well, you provided so much information for us today, Jen. I love the breakdown of how to create a better home office. You talked about a variety of products and how to get them. Where can people learn more about what we talked about today or connect with you if they have any questions?
Yeah, so for more information, Carrie, I would suggest to go to the Brother USA site. So we have pages on there that talk specifically to everything I spoke about and for the home office. And that's at www.brother-usa.com/home. Again, that's www.brother-usa.com/home. Great web pages there that even go well and beyond what we discussed today. Also, too, John Haberman at Ingram Micro would be a great person to reach out to for more information, too, as well.
Well, thank you so much, Jen, for sharing your knowledge with us today. And we look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Great. Thank you so much, Carrie, for having me. This was great.
If you like this episode or have a question, join the discussion on Twitter at Ingram Tech Soul with the hashtag B2B Tech Talk. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to B2B Tech Talk with Ingram Micro.
You've been listening to B2B Tech Talk with Ingram Micro. This episode is sponsored by Ingram Micro's President's Club. B2B Tech Talk is a joint production by Sweetfish Media and Ingram Micro. Ingram Micro production handled by Laura Burton and Christine Fan. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe today in your favorite podcast player.